says I'm live. Okay. Okay, I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on this. Wait till Rumble goes live. Wait till Rumble goes live. Where's my chat on here? It's right there. What the fuck? Okay. Holy stream. Right there. As long as it's live, I don't care. As long as it's live, I don't care. Boom. Can y'all hear me? Yo. Let me tell you something. Y'all gotta watch out for y'all sons and daughters out here. I'll tell you a little story that happened to me back then. This was 2017. I was in New York at the time. Right. This this chick had hit me up. I think I was 21 at the time. Living in New York, this chick had hit me up. Right. This chick had hit me up. We were, I believe, me and the boys do this party, right? Me and my friends do this party. There was this chick that saw me at the party. She was, I don't want to say too much. She was, what you call it? I don't know how this chick got my Snapchat. Right, after the party had ended, right? I don't know how this chick found me on social media, but she found me on social media, right? She hit me up. She said I was attractive. She said I was cute. I talked to her a little bit. You know how it goes. You set it up. I make arrangements to link with her, to meet with her. Check this out. when I meet with her, I don't know at what point she told me this. She told me she was 17. I don't know what point was it. I don't know if it was before we met or after we met, or she said she was 17, right? At this point, right? I think I don't know if it was after. I think at this point I had already had sex with her, right? I remember I brought her home to my mom, right? Because at the time I was living with my mother. When I brought her home to my mom, again, I was 21 at the time. When I brought her home to my mom told me, she said, she looked me in my face, she said, I remember we were standing there in the living room, she looked me in my face, she said, how old is this girl? I told her 17. At the time I'm 21, right? Bro, the way that she looked at me was insane, bro. But this is what I told her, and this is where I'm going with this story, right? Because I continue to have sex with this chick, right? I'm 21, she's 17. It's whatever it is. What I didn't know about New York at the time, the age of consent in New York is 17. And there is no, I believe what they call it. Let me see. There is no, let me see this shit. Hold on. No, I'm bugging. Hold on. There is no, states that have Romeo and Juliet law. Okay, so there you have it. There is no maximum age difference in the state of New York. This means that in the state, this means that in the state of New York and many other states, the age of consent is lower. And there's no maximum age difference. That's what they call it, a maximum age difference, or a Romeo and Juliet law, which means that you can't have sex with somebody that is 16, 17, 18, but you have to be within a few years of their age, something like that, right? New York doesn't have this. It's just, you're 17, you can pretty much have sex with a 90-year-old. It doesn't really matter, okay? A lot of states have this. I know it's over 10. A lot of states have this. So let me show you. Alright? This is what I found. I'll bring this over here. Bring this over here with the webcam. Got me to thinking. So what I did, so I almost became a predator, right? And since that, I haven't had many underage girls hit me up, but some did. Apparently, this is an issue that I noticed when I was younger. Certain people just don't give a fuck. They just don't care. Right? Because, man, these girls, just in general, these girls are 15, 16, 17, 18, 14, what you have. And I remember seeing this in high school. These girls, they're going with 25, 26, 27, 30. All types of older guys. And vice versa. By the way, all that shit with a teacher with the like 32-year-old teacher messes with the 16-year-old boy stuff. It's a little weird to me as well. Now, a lot of people don't have this morality or or integrity. I don't even know how to explain it. They don't have this I don't know the word for it. They don't have this sense. No, they do have the sense of right and wrong, but they don't give a fuck. That's the only way I can explain it. And a lot of people don't care about this type of shit, to be honest. Let's be honest. People pretend like they care about this type of shit, but until it happens to them. Let's look at these ages. I mean, what is right and what is wrong? Let's look at these ages. So, a lot of y'all don't even know about this type of shit. Like, you don't even know this. You don't know shit about shit. A lot of people don't know shit about shit. Okay, so we're gonna go through Alabama, right? Age of consent 16. Everybody thinks it's 18 all over the United States. It's not. It's not 18 all over the United States. So we'll go through this. Then we'll watch some videos. Back then when I was in my 18, 19, a lot of 15-year-olds and 14-year-olds wanted to have sex with me. Obviously, I denied them, but oh, it's out there, and I don't think it really matters what kind of household that you're raised in, because also the community plays a part, and this is a bigger issue. The community has been broken down for a long time. So let's see. No parents, no community. Alabama, 16-year-old, maximum age difference is 2 years. So what that means is that you can only be 18 years old when they're 16 years old. Now, when this person gets 18 years old, right, nobody really gives a fuck about this Romeo and Juliet law. They could bring a case against you, but nobody really cares, especially nobody in the public opinion. Court of public opinion. We're 19, whatever you think is appropriate. Now, 16 years old is the minimum marriage age. I didn't know this part. You can marry somebody that's 16 years old. Ooh. Shit. Alaska is 16 years old with a 3-year difference, so this is a bigger difference. You can be 19 and have sex with a 16-year-old. You can marry a 16-year-old. And it doesn't matter because when they turn 18 or 19, it's fair game. It doesn't matter. You think just because a person's 18, you can just have sex with them in the United States. Well, according to the law, that's not true. But people are going to do it anyway. Okay, so in Arizona, there's a 2-year maximum, so you can only be 20 years old and have sex with an 18-year-old in Arizona. And let's see when you get married. In Arizona, it's 16 years old. You can marry. A lot of these states are 16 years old and you can marry at 16. I'd say if you're 16, 17, 18. Arkansas, 16 years old. That's 3 years, 3-year difference. You can marry at 17. God damn, this shit's just moving all over the place. Okay. Yeah, Arizona 18, 2-year difference. Marry at 16, yep. California, 18 years old. Now, I want you to pay attention to this point. California, 18 years old, age of consent, right? There is no age difference in places like California. California California, you can be whatever age you want to be. And the person, male or female, could be 18 years old. You can be 90, 105. Have sex with an 18-year-old in California, by the way. What's the minimum marriage age? I just want you to see this type of shit. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I didn't know that. Ooh, I didn't know that. So it's just 18 years old across the board, huh? Colorado, 17 years old, age of consent, 4 years. So you could be 21. I was 21 when I had sex with a 17-year-old in New York, which is illegal. The maximum age difference is 4 years. 16 years old. It's the marriage. 16-year-old. There's a lot of states where the age of consent is 16 years old. So you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's go to Connecticut. Why this thing won't scroll, man? This thing won't scroll. 2 years. So you can only be 18 with a 16-year-old. Marry a 16. Yep. Delaware, 18. No age difference. Same thing. (16 years old) marriage in Delaware. Oh yeah, District of Columbia, which I think that's Washington D.C., right? 16, 4 years, so even older. So you could be 20 years old. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my God, I hate when it does that. And there's no minimum marriage age, so you can marry a 16-year-old. Florida, 18, and you can marry a 16-year-old, and there's no age difference in Florida. That means you can fuck as a 55-year-old. You can have sex with an 18-year-old. Georgia, same thing. Same thing, 16 years old. There's no age difference. You can have sex with it, and you can marry a 16-year-old. So at 16, you can pretty much do whatever you want in Georgia. Hawaii is a 5-year difference, so 16, 5. So at 21 years old, you can have sex with a 16-year-old. And you can marry at 15. Idaho, there is no age difference. If you're 18, looks like everything goes. And you can marry at 16. Ooh, Illinois, 17. Yep, anything goes. Indiana, 16. Anything goes. Indiana, another one of those states. You can marry at 17. Ooh, let's go back up to Indiana. Ooh, Iowa, you can be 20. 16. Kansas. Yeah, everything goes in Kansas. 16. Kentucky, 16. Louisiana, 3-year difference. 17. Maine, 16. 5-year difference. Maryland, 16. 4-year difference. Massachusetts, 16. No difference. Michigan, 16. No age difference. Minnesota, 16, 3 years. 16 to a lot of 16s in here. Okay, look at this whole lineup right here. Missouri, 17, no age difference. 16. Montana, no age difference. Nebraska, no age difference. 16. Woo. Yeah. 16. Nevada, 16, no age difference. New Hampshire, 16, no age difference. 16 in New Jersey, 4 years age difference. New Mexico, you can look this up. Mexico, 4 years, 17. New York, 17, no restrictions. You can marry someone at 16 years old. But technically you can't have sex with them until they're 17. North Carolina, 4 years, 16 years old, right? North Dakota, 18. Ohio, 16. Ohio's a wild state, man. There's a lot of shit you can do in Ohio. Oklahoma, 16. Oregon, 3 years. Now, this doesn't make sense to me. Oregon doesn't make sense to me at all. Oregon has Oregon has decriminalized pretty much all of the major drugs, so there's no real point of of keeping a law like this if you're just gonna, if people can just do heroin. I mean, Oregon 18, 3 years, so 21, 18. You can marry 17. A lot of these places you can marry someone that's really young. Wow. Simple one says nature has determined the age at which a human female can copulate and conceive children, somewhere between 11 and 13 years old. That doesn't make it right or moral, though. Well, who says we live in a right and moral country? Because we definitely don't. We definitely don't follow the rules in America. Pennsylvania is 16 years old, 4 years. Rhode Island 16, no restrictions. South Carolina 16, no restrictions. South Dakota 16, 3-year restriction. Tennessee 18, 4-year restriction. Texas 17, 3-year restriction. Utah 18, 10-year restriction. Well, hold on. Let's talk about Utah for a second. 18 years old, right? 10-year restriction. So technically, if she's 18 years old, you can only be 28. Obviously, if she's above 18, then this would probably be different. Either way. Vermont, no restriction, 16 years old. Virginia, no restriction. I'd expect nothing less from Virginia. Washington, 16 years old. Okay, so most of the states are 16 years old. They're not 18 years old like you guys think it is. Okay? They still have that restriction, so it doesn't matter if they're 18. They still have that restriction. So technically, you could still go to jail. But anyway, no one's really going to jail for that. Washington 16, 2-year restriction. West Virginia 16, 4-year restriction. Wisconsin 18, no restrictions. So this is not a southern thing. This is an American thing. Wyoming 17, 4-year restriction. I just want you to know. Okay, let's be informed here. Maximum age difference. In addition to setting the age of consent, many states also have laws regulating the maximum age difference between partners who engage in sexual activities. These laws are intended to prevent adults from taking advantage of minors who may have not have the emotional maturity to understand the implications of their actions. Now, let's go back up to Utah. Oof. 18 and 28. Now, I'll tell you one thing. You do have a lot more resources when you're older, when you're 28 and you are 18. The maximum age difference laws should typically specify the maximum number of years that exist between the partners. For example, Alabama, the maximum age difference is 2 years, while in Utah it is as high as 10 years. Ooh, minimum marriage age. In addition to setting an age of consent, some states also regulate the minimum age at which a person can legally get married. These laws are intended to prevent forced marriages and to ensure that minors are not coerced into entering into marriages that they may not fully understand. The minimum marriage age, 16 years old. I'm pretty sure you don't understand marriage at 16, but the minimum marriage age typically ranges from 16 to 18 years old, although some states may allow younger individuals to marry with parental consent on a court order. It's important to note that even if a minor is legally allowed to get married, engaging in sexual activities with their partner may be still considered statutory rape if the age of consent laws are not followed. Okay, so I don't get that part. It's like you get right. Not to get biblical or bring religion into this, but you're supposed to have sex with your wife, right? You're not supposed to fornicate, right? So if she marries an 18-year-old guy, and and the age of consent is, let's say, 17, and the maximum age difference is 2 years or some shit like that, bro. Whatever. I'm just making shit up. You have to wait till a year later to have sex with her? Now that doesn't make sense, now does it? Individuals must be also at least 16 years old to marry without parental consent. So they can marry, but they can't have sex. They're gonna have sex if they're married. That's stupid. They're gonna have sex if they're married, bro. Wait, hold on. What nations are you talking about, Simple Iowa? I'll look that up right now. Ooh, allow sex with children. They say the age of consent in Japan is like 13, but they have laws, bro, limiting the age range you can be. So you can't be a fucking 28-year-old having sex with a 13-year-old in Japan. It just doesn't exist. So about Japan. No, a 15-year-old has hit me up. Well, I said, who's hit me up on social media? I don't get hit up by a lot of little girls. I know a couple years ago, a 15-year-old hit me up. Who else has hit me up? I don't be checking my inboxes either. But I know these ones, right? Because it's not every day that shit happens to you, right? 15, 16, anywhere between that range. Let's just say under the age of consent. I told this one chick, wait till you're old enough. Then hit me up. Saudi Arabia, let's go. Now, Japan is 13 to 16 years old. Okay, age of consent can increase from 13 to 16 years. When did they change this? It says, Simple One says, where marriage is still a contract and not an expression of what we consider to be a loving monogamous marriage. These are many of the same countries that allow female genital mutilation. I can't talk today. Mutilation and polygamy, archaic notions that have no place in the modern world. Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan. Let's look at Japan real quick. When did they raise this? This is the first time Japan has changed its age since 1907. That's what I noticed. It was 13, so they did change it. Laws on June 16th. This is this year. Oh, it was 13 in Japan though. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on. I'm not even showing you this. This is crazy. Okay. Ooh. I mean, you guys, it says, what are the new laws being introduced apart from criminalizing sexual intercourse with a person below the age of 16 by terming it rape? I mean, but you guys had it at 13 for the longest time. I mean, it's your law. I mean, I didn't create the law, man. I mean, I'm here in Georgia. I mean, you've seen the law. Ain't no restrictions. Oh my gosh. This is why people don't do crime in Japan. The offensive rate would track up to 15 years in prison. Oh my gosh, this is Nigeria, the Philippines, and Angola with a minimum age of 11, 12, and 12. 12? Bro, I remember when I was in high school and I was shocked to find out that people my age were having sex. I was shocked to find that out. Like, I was shocked. I learned it through Facebook. Like, in middle school? In middle school, bro, like we would talk, we had health class and shit like that, but we would talk about sex and shit, but I didn't think that anybody was actually doing it. This is how green I was when I was a little kid. I was completely oblivious. Completely oblivious. I hadn't even I haven't even seen anything sexual. The only sexual thing that I've seen up until middle school, up until that point, that's when I got introduced to porn. Up until that point was I had seen health class. They showed a lady giving birth, and I was like, ugh. I was like, ugh. Ugh. I ain't gonna lie. At that time, I think I was like, what, 13 or something like that? 13, 14? Bro, that shit looked disgusting to me. I couldn't watch the whole thing, bro. I could not watch that whole thing at all, bro. I was just sitting there. Sitting there at fucking 13 years old, I'm just sitting there like, bro, why we gotta watch this shit, bro? I wanna watch this shit. It was damn near traumatizing to me. That was one of the first times I've seen a vagina, too. Good memories. Good memories. It says, he says, why should you not have been oblivious to that evil shit at 11 years old? Children do not come up with these notions on their own. They are forced upon kids by adults. Well, I do believe that when you're a child, you should have some form of sexual education. Like, you should know. I think they should teach children properly, though. You know, like the health class didn't really. They taught me about sex, but I didn't. They told me about sex and all our reproductive organs and our genitals and stuff like that. And I learned something from that class, but I didn't really understand what was going on until later on in life. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever had that talk with my parents as well. Ever. Ever. I mean, we talked about like condoms and stuff like that and staying safe. That's why I always use a condom, but I mean, how could you really teach that? I ain't gonna lie. Like, you kind of have to learn through experience. Because you can't really teach that. I mean, you could teach what are the risks and what are the, you know what I'm saying? You could teach the risks, you could teach consequences, you could teach safety, but you know what I'm saying? We definitely didn't know how to manage our horniness, I'll tell you that. So let's look at this. Mm. Man, I still don't, bro. I mean, that's why, man, these chicks be walking around here and they don't understand, man. Well, they understand and then they don't understand. It's a weird mix, bro. Life is simple and it's complex, bro. Let's see this. Japan is going LGBTQ. I ain't gonna lie. I noticed some of this Western stuff going on in Japan when I was there in 2017. The chicks there, they're like the chicks in the United States. They're just different culturally, but they think around the same way. They think about they they're same thing, different day. You know what I'm saying? Let me see this. Let me see this. Now I do want to look this up. Saudi Arabia. I mean, he said that Simple Iwan said that there's a special place in hell for adults who use religion or the law to justify stealing the innocence of children. This period is evil. Perpetrators know it's evil. Yeah, they know it's evil, of course. But what are people gonna do about it? Nothing. Concerned about this. That's why everything's getting more expensive. So we're busy distracted with this. 11 to 21. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. 11 to 21. Like I wouldn't even want to have sex with an 11-year-old. Like I need a woman, man. But the most common age range is maybe if I was 15, yeah, sure. Like, the common age range is from 14 to 16. And I wasn't even thinking about sex in middle school. That's how you know how green I was. I had good parents, man. What the fuck? According to the World Population Review, in some countries such as Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Libya, Iran, Pakistan, Qatar, there is no age of consent, but people must be married. What is the marriage? So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like five. That's like 6 countries. So you have to marry a chick. Hold on. Hold on. Oh yeah, we got something. 18. So 18. They're 18. They can get married and get fucked on, you know. Let's see. Married and divorced in the same afternoon. Yo. He said, Booty. I'm not Booty Bandit JC on Twitch says I've seen you before. Where, bro? You've never seen me in your life, bro. Where have you seen me? One gay porn, bro. Okay, bro. I've never done porn in my life, gang. Like, it's not really showing anything. So you could do that. You could do that. You could do that. You could just like marry a girl in Saudi Arabia. Let's say you're 55 and you marry a girl for maybe a month. Fuck her, hated divorce. Man, you guys, man, I swear people are so full of shit, man. Say quit playing. Talk about he see me on game. You funny, bro. Okay. Ooh. Oh, this is different. Articles 13 and 15 require a male guardian to contract a woman into marriage, irrespective of her age or formal marital status. Men do not need such permission and can marry up to 4 times with no requirement to even have their current wife or wife's consent to remarry. A woman can be married only to one man. Ooh. Wait, irrespective of her age? What do they mean by that? It still says 18. So it has to come from her father. Guardianship transfers from her father. Booty Bennett says, I'm just calling you JC. JC says, the Carroll Street in Cali is trending right now. I know, because they decriminalized it, right? So now prostitution is basically legal in California. Is that correct? It's been legal in Nevada for a long time. Well, technically, it's not legal in California. It's just they're not gonna do anything about it. That's funny. Cause Saudi married a non-Saudi. I mean, they just started letting women drive, so I expect nothing less. Let's go to Yemen. Between a Muslim and individual and defines. I don't know what an apostate is. I don't know what that means. Muslim women may not marry non-Muslims, and Muslim men may not marry women who do not practice one of the three Abrahamic religions. So Muslim men can marry a Christian. Okay. Oh, the women are controlled in these countries, man. Yeah, they ain't just walking around just showing their ass and twerking and damn near get the death penalty for that. Oh, he said an apostate is a former believer. Apostate. Okay. I was watching this and it made me think about this topic, this live right here. Made me think about this.
With you. I will share some with you. I managed to meet 4 millionaires through these ads, and I managed to meet many women who were 20-something to 30-something that didn't have a lot of miles on them. Because, it was crazy because I was like, you're 32 and you've only been with 3 men? It is crazy. So during these exploits, if you will, I learned a whole bunch about women, and that's one of the reasons I feel that the Disruptive Male channel was so popular and was so impactful. And once again, I deleted those channels, but I didn't put them up. But I never talked about this stuff. And, once again, it's just an experiment. We will see how bad it goes because, like I think, part of it is...
Hold on. There was one part. Oh, yeah. Let me see this part. Right
here. You mentioned this one incident where you were interacting with a mother who had a 16 and 17-year-old, and the mother was sending you photos of the 16 and 17-year-old, and so you went over there, so you went over there and basically, the mother pulled out your penis and started sucking it, and then had the daughters suck it. And, a lot of people were like, yo, damn, because even though the 16 and the 17-year-old are over 15, right? It's still a crime.
He's wrong when he says that. It's not a crime in certain states. Doesn't mean that it's right. But it's definitely not a crime. This guy lives in Georgia. That's not a crime in Georgia. Now, if he's in California, that's a crime. I just wanted to highlight this part of it.
You and the mother are committing crimes in that instance because the children are under 18, and they're not as harsh as the child.
That's false. Certain states, they don't have to be 18.
Exploitation crimes, but they're still children under the law. They're called minor children. And now you kind of clarified this and you changed it in the second video, but we're going to talk about that. But in the first video, when you were saying that, you guys were all having sex in the same room, what hit me is, number one, the mother needs to be in jail, first of all.
Well, you got to change the law, brother. Again, it goes back to my point. Are you guys going to do anything about it? Is the state going to do anything about it? Well, you can talk about all you want, but he's not going to jail, gang. You don't have a case. Let's go to Figueroa Street. I don't even know how to spell Figueroa Street. Figueroa Street. This what y'all be doing? This what y'all be doing, man. Yes, JC, people get away with it. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. People get away with it because it's the same thing as the tax code. It's illegal. Is it moral? No. It's the United States, though. Dude, it's the United States. I'm surprised this is surprising you. Simple argument says that's where natural law comes in. Notice that there was no father in that scenario. A father wouldn't have waited for the law. They'd take care of business. Yeah, and that father would have went to jail for homicide. You know, it's the right thing to do, though. Right? It's the right thing to do. What's the law in Texas? Texas, I think it's 18, right? What was it? To man the age of, it says ages of consent. What's the law in Texas? Yeah, 2023. What was the law in Texas again? Let's go back to Texas. Let's go to 17 years old, right? 3 years. Okay. So even at 18, it's still like a 3-year difference. It's still like a maximum age difference. You can't be 35. You know what I'm saying? But most people don't care about that anyway. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm getting at here. People don't care about the law in America. I can't see somebody commenting on my shit in fucking Facebook. Okay, I see it now. Okay. Let's go back to Figueroa. Anyway. Because some of these states, right? I just want to make this point before I leave this. Some of these states, like Tennessee, is 18 years old, right? Hey, you think that'd be legal, but you can only be 4 years older than you. You can only be 22. So people still use Facebook? Yeah, Facebook is probably one of the most popular social medias ever invented. Yeah. I don't even know what video to watch. This is your daughter right here, man. But people don't care about each other in the United States anymore. Like I said, the breakdown of the community. People don't talk to each other anymore, so it's like, who's gonna stop it? Said it. Hey. We about to buy some pussy in California. Turn that up. Turn up. They out there with their whole cheeks out, man. And there ain't nothing you could do about it. There ain't nothing you could do about it. Like, how do you combat this as a father? And another thing we don't talk about the rape of underage boys. That never gets talked about. Ooh, that's a different one too. How some of these women out here woo. Ooh, man. I ain't gonna front that. That makes me a little mad. I'm not gonna lie. What did you just throw under the car? What the fuck was that? Hey, this street is lit. They outside, huh? Yo. They outside, yeah. Wonder if there are any 14-year-olds outside, man. We going to California. Turn up. Damn, there's mad chicks out there. Like every street. Man, I don't think I've ever seen a prostitute in person. Ever. In my life. I've never seen hard drugs in person. Heroin, crack, cocaine. I've seen pills like Molly. You can get a pill from anywhere. Like you can get a pill from the grocery store. From, you know what I'm saying? Like JC says some old man trending because he riding around on a bike up and down the street. Damn, she look like she got no clothes on. Hold on. Okay, she had that. Okay, it matches her skin. Okay, I was gonna say, what the fuck? This is better than the movies. This is better than the movies that they're putting out. She got a whole cheeks out? Hold on. No. She had some like booty shorts. I thought she had a whole cheeks out. She got the light up heels on. She got that upgrade. She got that upgrade. Smell like a fish market. Now, JC, would you ever? Some of these girls be looking good. Would you ever partake? That upgrade. She got that upgrade on her. She got the Heelys. Bro, I've never seen with the light up bottoms. That's different. She getting all types of money, man. That's different. That's different, bro. I ain't gonna front this one right here. She might trick me. Bro, how is this guy recording this without getting into like some physical altercation? I knew this one looked good. Man, why are you hoeing? Why are you hoeing? Get your ass off the street, man. Hey, how much? Wait, hold on. So you're telling me? I just had a thought. Some of these chicks, right, that are doing this, they look like regular chicks during the daytime. You don't even know. But she suit up like Batman at night. Yeah. She hoeing at night. Oh. She oh, that night. Let's see. I heard about the Dominican Republic, man. I heard about the Dominican. Oh, jaywalking.
Excuse me.
Español.
Español no, lo siento.
Papá, ¿sexo?
Solamente.
Sexo?
Solamente.
Oh, they selling it for 100? That's light work. You could work a shift at 7-Eleven by that.
How much for?
So JC, what you want, man? Twitch, what up? What's up?
For how long?
Like 8 minutes to an hour. Hold on. Come back.
You don't even know what the room's like.
I do. It's hers.
It's her room? Is her room there? It's her room? Where's her room at?
My room's on Main. I can order some Uber.
Main. Main what?
We can get an Uber. What?
Man, and what? I got beef over there, girl. I'm gangbanging. Remember, what's the age of the consent in California? I believe it was 18 in California. And there is no, so you can be 90 years old and have sex with a girl in California. If she's 18, let's go.
I can order an Uber.
Next time, baby. Next time.
Man, I don't know if women really understand this, but they understand it. I know certain women understand it. Man, that shit is like kryptonite for men. Just walking around half naked. This new thing that they be at the gyms, right? Right? They be at the gyms just... Shit don't even look like the gym no more. Shit look like a club. Yo, look at it. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Look at this, y'all. Crazy out here.
They just let that go down in Cali, huh? Bro, this a punch. Regular chick, you don't know if she be hoeing you. You're getting close. The regular looking girls are getting close to looking like this. I'm telling you, bro. Man, she ain't even got no ass, man. She just put that away. That's another thing. They don't care that he's recording. What is he recording on? Probably got one of them GoPros. Hey. They gang banging. No, yeah, she got that BBL. Insane. Run that back. Yeah, they got this shit straight from Miami. The thighs don't match the butt. Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground, man. What's she doing? She on drugs.
Crackhead running in the street, in the middle of the street.
Oh yeah, she geeked, bro. Yeah. What the hell? This is what y'all do? This is what y'all do right here? Oh, she trying to fight that shit too. Whole lot of hoeing going on. Whole lot of hoeing going on. They do it though. Yeah. They only charging $100 out here. Yeah, what I really wanted to look up is these rock stars, bro. Rock stars with young girls. Oh, they don't wanna show this now. Courtney Love targets Axl Rose Steven for their underage relationships.
To talk about a documentary about groupies. Love focused on many musicians mentioned in the film, such as Axl Rose, Steven Tyler, and Jimmy Page and their relationships with underage girls. In rock history, Many rock icons lived their lives in the fast lane by heavily consuming substances, rebelling against the system, or having relationships with groupies. Although most of their partners were over 18, some rock stars had affairs with underage girls. For instance, Lori Maddox, or the Baby Groupie, had brief relationships with Jimmy Page and David Bowie. In 2015,
what's a baby groupie? Oh, here we go. People not gonna like this one.
Revealed that she lost her virginity to David Bowie. Later on, in the book Led Zeppelin, the biography, Maddox stated she had a relationship with Page when she was 14 and that the guitarist liked young girls.
When she was
stated
14.
she had a relationship.
This I've seen this like a year or so back, and I couldn't believe it. Hip hop is the worst, right? They talk about all the same type of shit in rock music.
Relationship with Page when she was 14.
But hip hop is destructive.
And that the guitarist liked young girls. On the other hand, Aerosmith Steven Tyler adopted Julia Holcomb when she was 16. He then became Holcomb's legal guardian, but continued his affair with her. At some point, Tyler even got Holcomb pregnant, and he forced her to have an abortion as he wasn't interested in a long-term relationship. In her Instagram post, Courtney Love talked about the documentary Look Away, which is about the groupies who were used and abused by famous rock stars. She touched upon the stories of Lori Maddox and Julia Holcomb and revealed writing letters to Kim Fowley, the abuser of Jackie Futch. Apart from talking about these controversial affairs, Courtney Love also targeted Axl Rose for hating women. Back when Love was with Kurt Cobain, Axl Rose had...
So you targeted him for hating women when? Shorty, when you wanted to have sex with him, he wouldn't have sex with you, so he hates women? I don't know. I mean, let me know, bro. Something just dropped. Let me know, bro. Let me know. Let me know.
Had gotten into a fight with Cobain while he was holding their baby in his arms. Rose shouted at and threatened the pair and insulted them because of their drug addiction. Courtney Love's Instagram post read, "Trigger alert. All the girls in the photographs above are 11, 12, 13, and 14. Lori..."
I love most of these bands, but what some of these people did was never right, though. Because it's coming from love. The truth is the truth, no matter who delivers the truth. It's terrible, no matter if the girl loved them. I think they have grown up by... Oh, look at the cope. Look at the cope. I think they've grown up by leave it to each generation to figure out what we learned. They've grown up by now? What the fuck do you mean they've grown up by now? AKA they got away with it? This happens all the time, man. This happens all the time. This happens all the time, man. Happens all the time. I think they've grown up and leave it to each generation to figure out what we learned through his we should know about underage children being groomed and having sexual relations just because you're famous to sleep with 13 and 14-year-olds and marry them well. So all gigs to major festivals rank high. Most men love being in the bands to get women, which is fine. Or it says the only reason to do it with someone so young is because you're there first. You can brainwash them. They'll be with you, just you if you ask, and grooming. Or that the young children are willing and they don't. The young children are willing and they don't know that much, huh? The young children know it's wrong. So who's your child hanging around? part of it's your fault too. Parents don't ever want to blame themselves, huh? What about you? And it's not just you too, because people can come from a good background. Hold on. People can come from a good background and good parents. They have a little bit of money, you know, they're not rich, but have a little bit of money, even if they're rich, right? Both parents, loving family, and still be sexual deviants, still be murderers. Because you don't really, I don't know, maybe because they don't have no purpose, or I don't know why they do it, but that's very real. That's extremely real. Now, even though young chicks have hit me up, young chicks have definitely hit me up, I didn't see no reason to engage in it. I can see the appeal of it, but it's like, no. There's a lot of nasty shit that goes on behind the scenes, man. Yeah. A lot. A lot. You go to some of these parties or some of these clubs or some of these events, and some of the people at those events or at those places are underage. And they definitely will try to have sex with you or somebody there. I can't blame it all on the parents. But then again, it's one of them tricky things, cause like, is it just the parents? Cause it takes a village to raise a child, right? Who were they getting influenced by? Who were their friends? Associates? What are they doing? Some young people, some young chicks, I say young people, I'm young too. Some young chicks, you know what I mean by young chicks. Some underage chicks do look older. So does some men. I think it's more women than men. Because guys usually look young when they're young. I remember some niggas, I ain't gonna say that, but some people in my high school, well, some guys in my high school did look like grown ass men when they were fucking 16. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. All the girls in the photograph are 11, 12. Ooh, rock stars were killing it back in the day. No cameras. Well, they had cameras. I mean, these guys had fucking photos taken of them with these chicks. Above, Lori Maddox, Chloe Chrome, Julia Holcomb. I don't know. Nobody's talking about this yet.
Maddox, Kari Chrome, Julia Holcomb, Jackie Futz, and Sophie Cunningham. I don't know why no one is talking about this documentary. Wait, yes, I do. All the photos above are of women I know or know of. under the age of 15. But none of these photos are used in this doc. So, no one was willing to pay for attorneys for this poor director, Sophie. I heard you can't even stream this doc from the States. So we do know why this film is being suppressed. If BAFTAs had not nominated it, BAFTAs, thank you, I wouldn't even know about it. I was around and a victim, and I can attest that every word of this is true. Laurie Maddox lost her virginity at age 11. She doesn't say to whom. He's
Well, Laurie Maddox.
They would do drugs with Iggy Pop, make out with Mick Jagger in the bathroom, come back and have shots with John Bonham before witnessing a fight between Paul McCartney and John Lennon. They were young and hot and beloved among rock stars. They would spend their night on Los Angeles Sunset Strip, going to different bars and clubs and hanging out with the elite of
That's one of the young girls right there. Says you're like 14. That's how we like them over here, huh?
rock and roll music in the 70s. All of that while still going back to their parents' house at the end of the night and going to school the next day. All of that while being 12 or 13 years old. They were known for being young, fun, and hot. They were baby groupies. Hello and welcome to this video. So today I want to do another historic video, and this time I'm talking about the baby groupies of the 70s. I just want to put a quick trigger warning right here because in this video I'm going to talk about young girls at the age of 12, 13, 14 having sex and being intimate with rock stars and men well in their 20s and 30s. And if that sounds like something that is triggering to you, please just skip this video. I will link another video for you to watch right here about 60s counterculture in general.
Doesn't trigger me at all. Turns me on. Let's get it.
Talking more about the general history of the 60s, but if you want to know more about the baby groupies, keep on watching this video. So you've probably heard of groupies before. These girls that followed rock stars or even were staying in one town and whoever rock star came into that town and played a show was hanging out with them. Maybe you've also seen Almost Famous and dreamed about being a groupie and being with a rock star on tour. However, it wasn't all as glamorous as it might seem in the first place. Almost Famous is mainly based on the real life of two girls, Sable Starr and Laurie Maddox. And these two girls were a special kind of groupies, known as baby groupies. Baby groupies were underage and over-sexualized girls. And when I say underage, I'm not talking about girls who are 60.
Delicioso. Baby groupies. Baby groupies.
I'm not talking.
Yeah, we like baby groupies.
Or 17, I'm talking about girls who are really, really underage, and especially about girls between the ages of 12 and 14. These girls were heavily involved in the LA music scene, and they were hanging out with both up-and-coming artists and well-established rock stars. They spent countless nights with rock stars and men in their 20s and 30s in front of dozens of reporters and cameras, and somehow it was accepted that these girls were barely teenagers yet. So let's talk about the two most famous baby groupies, Laurie Maddox and Sable Starr. Because these two girls slept with pretty much every big name in the 70s.
Was hoeing, man.
LA music scene. Known as baby groupies, these two girls would get all dressed up to go to the West Hollywood Strip and visit bars, clubs, and concerts. Carrying fake IDs, they'd spend countless nights partying at different clubs and bars with rock stars like Alice Cooper, Mick Jagger, and Rod Stewart. Sable Starr reportedly lost her virginity to Spirits guitarist Randy California at the age of only 12 years old. She was heavily involved with Iggy Pop for multiple years and even inspired one of his songs that
Ooh. Oh man, 12 years old.
Came out in 1996, which is called Look Away. So I want to read some of the lyrics to you because they're pretty explicit. I slept with Sable when she was just 13. Her parents were too rich to do anything. She rocked her way around LA till a New York doll carried her away. This is also referring to the New York Doll guitarist, with whom she ended up running away from home and going to New York, but I'm gonna talk about this a bit more later on in the video. So even though Sable was probably the most
rich parents too. What I tell you, rich parents. Man, I wish I had rich parents.
popular baby groupie in the early 70s, her friend Laurie Maddox was right up there with her. These two kind of had a love-hate relationship. They spent a lot of time together. They were partying with a lot of rock stars. They were friends, but they would also get jealous of each other depending on who would hang out with whom. And I feel like they also both kind of wanted to be the #1 groupie, and that is where a lot of conflict between those two sparked. So Laurie reportedly lost her virginity to David Bowie at the age of 14, when David Bowie was 10 years her senior, so already 24. And afterwards she started a relationship with Led Zeppelin's guitarist Jimmy Page, and they were together for quite a long time actually. There was a nightclub.
Bet that pussy was tight. This is what y'all like, huh?
Called the E Club, which was notorious for giving a blind eye to young girls without IDs who were definitely underage and who were going from stage to stage and backstage with all of the artists performing. Laurie Maddox would do drugs with Iggy Pop, then go with Mick Jagger to the bathroom to have sex, come back, do a couple of shots with John Bonham, and then witness a fight between Paul McCartney and John Lennon. It seemed like within a couple of years she'd lost the innocence and restraint she had coming into the scene. Both Sable and Laurie's relationships and encounters with all of these rock stars are really well documented. There are tons of pictures and articles about them. They were featured on the Cream magazine tons of times, but somehow no one seemed to care that these girls in fact still were children. Sable Starr died of brain cancer at the age of 51 in Nevada after running away from home at age 16 with New York Dolls guitarist Johnny Thunder. She even got pregnant with his kid, and while he wanted to marry her and have a happy family, she couldn't deal with his jealousy, and so they broke up and she got an abortion. Laurie now works in the fashion industry.
She gotta be a hoe. She gotta be hoeing, man.
In 2015, she gave a very intrusive interview to Thrillist. In that interview, she talked about being sexually involved with Mick Jagger and David Bowie while she was still underage. Her experience has actually become a notable discussion point in the whole Me Too movement. In the interview, she talked about how Sable and her were regulars at Rainbow Bar and Grill, the Whiskey A Go-Go, and Rodney Bingenheimer's English Disco at Sunset Strip. About how David Bowie de-victimized her the night that she lost her virginity, and how he also had a threesome with her that same night. I read a biography about Led Zeppelin, in which the biographer, who was really close to Jimmy Page, said that in
David Bowie's gangster.
1972, when Jimmy Page started dating Laurie, he went great lengths to make sure no one knew of their romance, because at the time she was only 13 years old. And there actually was the possibility of Jimmy being arrested for statutory rape. Laurie is also said to be referred to in the Led Zeppelin song Sick Again with the words, "One day soon you're gonna reach 16, painted lady in the city of lies." There were lots of famous groupies in the 70s, like Pamela the Bar of the GTOs in general, or BB Buell. But Laurie Maddox and Sable Starr stood out, living with their parents, going to school, while living a double life during the nights. However, their involvement with rock and roll's elite was no secret and somehow accepted. Movies like Almost Famous quickly touch on the topic of abuse from rock stars to those younger girls, but it doesn't really seem to be that big of a deal, and it honestly doesn't really seem like back then anyone really cared. Even though there was consent with these sexual encounters, these girls were in fact still children, blinded by the fame and glory of these adult men. I honestly think it's really important to not glorify the 70s and the groupies. There were great parts about it, but we shouldn't forget about these young girls and what happened to them. I feel like people who are big fans of rock stars of that time and
they've already forgotten about it. They've definitely already forgot about it. Okay, so this guy said that there was a young girl backstage when he used to work at concerts. And she was trying to get backstage. She was trying to get that dangling, bro. She was trying to get that dick. You know what she said? I said, know what she said. He said there was 4 or 5 cops around. He was watching them, right? And he told that chick to get backstage. She has to get a note from her mother. Yo. She probably tried to come back with a note from her mom. On some real shit. Oh yeah, these comments are interesting. Oh man, you guys want to defend these guys so bad, man. Jimmy Page is one of my favorite guitarists, but learn about Tainted Gift. Oh, okay. Thank you for the video. Ooh. But hip hop is the worst thing in the world, right? Okay. I agree. Don't let the parents get a free pass here. It's criminals. It begins and ends with the parents. Criminal rock stars, Crass magazine, exploration, commercial game by clubs, and apathetic society aside. It takes one hell of a lot of abandonment of parental duty to accomplish the feats of those children. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a lot of abandonment. It doesn't take a lot. It just seems like the parents get a free pass here. Don't let them off. Well, we don't know the parents. I don't know. And besides, that's the 70s. Their parents are probably dead right now. Oh, yeah. Man, watch your daughters, man. Watch your sons, too. Your daughters want to get slutted out at 13, and your sons want to gangbang. Oh yeah, this guy became, it says Steven Tyler and his 14-year-old girlfriend, he legally lived with her. And he was fucking her. He was fucking a 14-year-old illegally.
The groupies and the entire 70s and 60s, like I am, should take a closer look and acknowledge that these girls are real human beings with real feelings, and in fact back then they were just children. So
they were real horny too.
That's it for today's video. I honestly think you don't have to go.
You said they were just children. I don't believe that excuse. I think that they know what they were doing was wrong, and they did it anyway. Yeah, we might go to Figueroa again.
Long story short, that's when everything began. From like 9 p.m. till 4 in the morning, I was raped. They took breaks and told me I had to refilm scenes. I tried to run naked from the hotel room at one point. I was physically shoved back, and there was someone outside of the door. I didn't even make it to the door. I said, "Fuck you, I'm not doing anything else."
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, then we'll put everything on the internet that we have right now with your full name, or we'll send it to your parents. Do you want them to find out?"
Wait, hold on. So that's all they threatened? They ain't threatened to kill you or anything like that? Just to put it out? I mean, you should have had it put out. If that was it. I mean, I doubt that's it. I doubt they probably threaten your life too. But if they just said that, you should have just ran for it. You should just, alright, I'm leaving. You can put it out. But I doubt it was just that.
First of all, we want to say thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
This is an important conversation for many reasons. One of them being that people think that sex trafficking and porn are separate industries, and your experience sheds light on the connection.
Hold on. Sex trafficking and porn are separate industries. They are separate industries, and sex trafficking is a crime, and porn isn't, by the way. That's according to y'all white men laws. Yeah, I ain't make the laws, man. You guys make the laws, man. I don't make the laws, man. I'm not in Congress, bro. I ain't vote for Obama, man.
Between porn and sex trafficking. You never agreed to do porn at all, yet your abuse was posted online.
With my full name.
To mainstream internet sites, and although the porn production company Girls Do Porn were eventually shut down and convicted of sex trafficking, they went unchecked for 11 years or so. They also claimed to be ethical, like an ethical porn company during those 11 years. But we'll get more into those details. The first thing we want before jumping back in time is we want to know how you're doing. By the way, we want to introduce Cozy.
This is Cozy.
To the audience. We have a little mic set up for Cozy. When you came in and I saw Cozy, immediately in my mind I was like, we should have set up a mic for Cozy. It was just too cute to not do it, and so I literally put a mic down there for Cozy.
I think that is quite adorable.
Well. Super cute.
Thank you.
But going back, how are you doing?
It's been an emotional roller coaster. I was trafficked 6.5 years ago. It's been a roller coaster of emotions. It's been a long time coming with the FBI trial, and we had Wolf, one of the main guys that started the
one
Girls
of the co-founders.
Yes, he did plead guilty yesterday. So there has been a lot of publicity surrounding it. We put Andrea Garcia away for 20 years last June. So we have seen justice, but with that has come immense harassment.
Yeah, but do you watch porn though?
It's all being brought to light, and I feel like the stories that are being shared about the women are so inaccurate. So I'm really excited to be here today. This is just my story. Each woman that I had the honor of meeting at court and when we were testifying, they were incredibly brave. They have all been hurt beyond words. And it was a really difficult day, that first day that we testified. It was rewarding, exhausting, empowering, validating, but at the same time, it was just so shocking to know how much it's affecting all these women, myself included, years later. I feel like it's going to be a lifelong battle. It's something that they put on the internet. They stole something from us that is never going away, even though we legally own the rights to the videos now. It'll always be out there, and it's something that I am having to learn to live with and get stronger. There's been a lot of therapy involved. Cozy helps a lot, probably more than anything. But I'm stronger than I used to be. I had some suicide attempts even right before trial last year. I went in with stitches on my arm. I have this nice scar that almost looks surgical, and when people say, oh, what happened, I don't like to lie. I'm not here to gain anything. I'm not being paid for this. I don't want to have monetary gain from the trafficking, from the trauma. I'm simply here to tell my story in hopes that hopefully we can stop this.
Yeah.
I know it's always...
Oh my gosh. Okay. She's boring though, I ain't gonna lie.
Be there, but I needed to realize it's okay not to be okay every day.
Mm-hmm.
And you really do have to allow yourself to feel pain in order to work through it.
We gotta get to
ideations
we gotta get to the actual sex trafficking.
Is re-traumatizing. Telling it so much to the lawyers and the FBI, I got to the point where I was so sick and tired of talking about it that I just didn't want to anymore. So for a while, my therapist, my new therapist, she was great. She was patient with me. We'd talk about my day or a date that I had went on. And now, lately, the past couple of months, we've been very real.
Okay, white girl. This whole fucking interview, bro, this is a whole hour, gang. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I already want to stop watching. It's like, do we have timestamps in the comments? Let's see what goes on in here, man.
Had me write myself a letter saying, what if you had wanted to do porn? What if you had agreed to go there knowing what was going to happen? How would your life be different? How would you accept yourself? And I got so angry, and it was so difficult at first. And eventually I wrote that letter, and I thought, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has trials. And it gave me a lot of self-compassion that I didn't have before. Some of the girls did go in to filming, or they went to San Diego knowing what they were going to take place, what was going to take place, what they were going to be part of, but they were groomed, they were coerced, they were lied to.
Yeah, they're still tricked.
Yes, and that's why the men were convicted of not only sex trafficking, but conspiracy for sex trafficking. And I don't think any differently of any woman for their story. I didn't know, and it is frustrating being portrayed as a Jane Doe because they kind of just lump us all into one thing, and everyone's story was unique. Everyone was lied to, everyone was coerced. I thought I was flying out for yoga clothing modeling, and it looks like one thing. It makes us all look like porn stars. The lawsuit has called us money-hungry sluts. There's been a lot of horrible backlash. So being honest and authentic finally with that, being real with my therapist, actually delving into the pain and letting myself experience it has been incredibly helpful. And I also do ketamine therapy. I've been doing that for about 1.5 years. I go into a ketamine center. They're in a lot of different areas. It's given me a chance to disassociate. It's a drug that they use in anesthesia. A lot of people call it Special K. They use it as a party drug. Highly don't recommend that because it can actually be a super transformational tool and really beneficial. And when I do it, I listen to piano music. I have an eye shade on. I lay on a couch. They do 3 injections over 90 minutes. Cozy lays on my lap. She's amazing. And basically, you're in a different dimension. You lose, more so than other psychedelics, you lose sense of self. And it's almost terrifying for a moment, not knowing who you are. And at the same time, it was the biggest relief because my trauma wasn't there.
Wow.
And when I kind of came to, when you have that terrifying moment, who am I? You think, who do I want to be? And like logically, I knew like, oh, I have all of this crap in my life, and during suicidal moments and times that I had before, I thought, I can't possibly live with this. I can't bear another day. It's never going to go away. But in that moment, the first ketamine session that I did, I thought, what do I want to go back to? How do I want to make it better? What do I value? And the first thing I saw was Cozy, and she's
oh, cool.
She's a big value. But I thought about family, and I thought of all the things I would miss if I didn't make it back to my body. And it's a really different experience. Every time I've been, it's been very different, but it actually regenerates gray matter in your brain, and it helps reset synapses, recreates positive neural pathways. So it actually is good for you.
Literally changing your brain.
Yes.
And helping you frame the trauma in different ways. I'm
Absolutely.
assuming. Yeah.
And sometimes I'm not ready to feel the trauma. Sometimes it's like I'm having a fight with my mom, and that's what I think about going in. Right. Sometimes I set intentions. Sometimes it's deep, and sometimes it's lighter. But it's been really transformational. I highly recommend it to post-traumatic stress disorders patients, to survivors. If antidepressants and regular traditional therapy hasn't worked, it's been around.
A lot of people are seeing a lot of success with ketamine.
Yeah, for over like 10 years, it's been considered a really positive. Highly recommend it, but do it with a medical practitioner.
Yeah,
because it helped me opening up to my family.
Dude, what the fuck, bro? Can we get to the shit? Let me see if girls do porn. Let's see if they're still in business. See if I can find one of their videos. Said that they are sex trafficking. Says girls do porn. She said, okay. Says Jane Doe grew up in Washington State. Wait, her name isn't Jane Doe. What the fuck is her name? Jane Doe grew up in Washington State with a loving fan, never expecting that she'd be victimized by one of the largest trafficking scenes in today's mainstream porn history. She become one of the hundreds of young women who has been exploited 2015-2019 by Girls Do Porn. GDP ranking the 20 most popular channel on Pornhub. So let's look at this. Let's go to Pornhub. Let's go to Girls Do Porn. It says, right? I'm gonna show y'all. There's no images on this. It says your search could be used. Your search could be illegal. Your search could be illegal for abuse of sexual material, including non-consensual intimate injury. Damn. Including non-consensual intimate imagery. Dang, that's a tongue twister. NCAA or image-based sexual abuse. IBSA. That's on Pornhub. There's no pornographic images on this. What the fuck? It doesn't focus. Oh, what the fuck? Bro, it doesn't focus on this. Damn. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, I searched for Girls Do Porn. By the way. Okay. So they saying that's an illegal search. Girls do horn. Okay, I can't really find it. No, it's been erased. Yeah, this shit is not on here. Maybe on the dark web, huh? Look this shit up, cause this shit. Let's do porn. Nah. It ain't up on there. I need to make some more food.
Has been the biggest transformation in my life. They didn't know what had happened until the FBI trials started.
Okay.
They never asked, and I never. It's rape trauma syndrome. People blame themselves, and they're so traumatized from the sexual assault that they don't tell anyone. And it's so common, and I did that for years. I didn't think I deserved to be alive. I didn't think anyone deserved to know the truth. And no one asked. Everyone was so eager to label me that I just owned it. And I think that's been the best part of actually having the FBI trial. Seeking some justice has been incredible, getting to know the other women and how strong they are. But getting to kind of tell the world, no, this is not my identity. This was not something I chose. Knowing that I couldn't look at myself naked in the mirror for a few years. I felt physically ill if I would go to the grocery store and a man would check me out because I felt like it's this ugly thing. It might as well be tattooed on my face. Everyone recognizes me, and it's still reposted weekly. Like, I own the rights, and it happens constantly. I've changed my phone number 6 times. I've had to move. I'd have stalkers, a dead cat left on my doorstep. The harassment has been...
Oh, shit. What the fuck?
Disgusting. I got stood up on a date one time, and he said, oh, I wouldn't want to go out with a porn star. And so I sent him the link to our article, and he goes, yeah, but it's still out there.
Oh, no.
And I was like, okay, yeah, this is part of my life. I got divorced because my ex-husband couldn't handle it. I was so broken, and he didn't know.
Oh, man, what the hell? So if you really got assaulted, like, I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. You gonna leave your wife because she got assaulted, gang? You know she's not a porn star, so it shouldn't affect you. That's probably one of the only reasons it's probably one of the only reasons you can stay with a porn star and not be scrutinized. If she was legit raped or something like that, that's the only reason. That's one of the only reasons. But that's crazy though.
How to support me, and it just destroyed.
I'd fuck her.
Destroyed things.
As you're talking, one of the things that's going through my mind is the interview that
or children that are in that video. Porn's creating the need.
As long as there's a demand, they will supply it.
Absolutely.
They will exploit to
so we
fulfill
need
that
to
demand.
We need to lower the demand and try to create real relationships, real intimacy, maybe work on ourselves a little so we feel worthy of that.
I just want to say that if any of our listeners do struggle with the porn habit, that doesn't make them a bad person.
Not at all.
And that if they are experiencing that, there are resources to get to a healthier place for them.
Absolutely.
But going back to what you said about the fact that they might be consuming content that appears to be consensual.
Yeah, it was top 10, the Girls Do Porn channel, top 10 recommended channels for years.
Right.
And they had a download button.
Right. That's a big time
Top 10
company.
Yo, a download button, bro.
Recommended.
Right.
Which is why Pornhub doesn't have a download button anymore. But how long was that around? How many people?
Oh yeah, bro. For tons of people got videos off that site. It's over. They left that shit up for years, right?
Affected by that. That's one of the reasons my video still gets released constantly.
Right.
Because it's been downloaded and people aren't going to listen to a court order in different countries. They don't care.
Or even within this country.
Yeah, so I know that it's never going to go away. I do agree fully that people struggling with pornography, alcoholics aren't bad people. Gambling doesn't make you a bad person. Watching pornography does not make you a bad person. Everyone makes mistakes. And I think I've ruined porn. I hope I've ruined porn. I know I have for my brothers.
Yeah.
And hopefully I have for...
Let me tell you something, shorty. You just one white girl, and you have not ruined porn in any shape or fashion. If anything, it is stronger without you. You ruining porn? That's not a thing. It was there before you were even born. You don't look that old.
Some other people, hopefully I do for some listeners today.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't make you a bad person. There's help for everyone.
Right.
I can't stress that enough.
The name of our podcast, as you know, is Consider Before Consuming, and I think that the listeners will benefit from hearing your story.
Yeah.
You've made it abundantly clear that you were not interested in doing pornography or nudity of any type.
I just want to say this. The only way to not get addicted or hooked to any of this stuff is preventative measures. Don't even try it. That's the only surefire way to not get hooked to any of this stuff. Drugs, alcohol, sex addictions. That's the only surefire way. Other than that, you just playing with fire. Weed, all that.
No, not of any type. I was forced into it.
It all started with a job listing.
Yes, that's correct.
Can
Thank
you
we're finally getting into it.
go into details about how you happened upon that particular job listing?
Yes, I was doing a lot of fitness modeling at the time. I was in school and paying for college myself. Fitness modeling was clothed. I taught yoga, so it was professional. I had never done anything nude. I had never sent a nude picture prior to that. It said female fitness.
Hold on.
I taught yoga, so it self fitness modeling was clothed at school and paying. Doing a lot of fitness modeling at the time. I was in school and paying for college myself. Fitness modeling was clothed. I taught yoga, so it was professional. I had never done anything nude. I had never sent a nude picture prior to that.
So you've never sent a nude picture prior to that. I don't know if I believe that one. But
it said female fitness models wanted, age 18 to 22. They posted these all over the country, and Craigslist is big. Where I'm from, everyone uses, I sold a car on Craigslist one time.
Right.
I always thought they probably vet these things. Right. I'm sure it's professional. And they had a website link that they sent me, and it looked really professional. They had a really great photographer. I was like, oh, okay, awesome. Then I spoke to reference models. So everything was very professional, very well planned, very well thought out. They had it there whole routine completely down to a T.
Right. They were professional groomers.
Yeah, especially
literally.
Making sure to talk on the phone more. Oh, well, if you have a minute, I'll just give you a quick call and I can explain it. And I'm like, oh, well, that's great.
Yeah, seems personable, but it doesn't leave a paper trail.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't think that.
I think they made sure to not have paper trails. And their lawyer encouraged a lot of that as well.
We know that you made it abundantly clear. Again, I've said this, but I'm going to stay.
I'm fucking hungry, man. God damn. This shit taking a long time. She gotta get to it, man. Y'all gotta get to it, man. This shit boring. Why do I rather watch hoes? Bruh. This is insane. My ass hurt.
Stated again that you were not interested in doing porn.
Okay, whatever, bro. This is okay. We get it. It's bad. Checking out these ones, huh? Look at all these white guys out here. Out there, boy. They just on the streets looking like California. Wait, hold on. This nigga says Castanet is facing 10 years in prison? Hold on, bruh.
Retarded shit. Bentley coupe, I'm dashing it. Sending my money on to all this shit. Bro, I'm so sorry.
Answer, bro.
What the fuck?
I'm not gonna say it.
You made it about race, so who's predominantly
Fair
beating
enough.
up old men?
Who's predominantly doing all the stuff? The people that weren't raised properly. I said
it. Wait, are you saying black people weren't raised properly?
No, I never said that. What are you talking about? No, I never said that shit.
You just said.
No, I didn't. Bro, I told you it's never been about race. For example, I'll give you an example right now. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, hear me out. So listen, Sneaky-O. Let's just say Joe Schmo who assaulted that 60-year-old guy in his business.
Works in public
the guys who assaulted that 60-year-old man and it fucked up his business deserve to all get punished. I don't care. You're messing with a man who's trying to break up shit's business, and I agree with you. Why did it get like that? I don't know. I don't think it's about race. I think it's about how they're raised. I don't think it's about race at all. I don't. I think it's about how you're raised. I think that's
okay, so who is predominantly doing this?
I mean, you know the answer, bro. I'm not gonna say it.
You made it about race, so who's predominantly beating up old men?
Who's predominantly doing all the stuff? The people that weren't raised properly. I said
it. Wait, are you saying black people weren't raised properly?
No, I never said that. What are you talking about? No, I never said that shit.
You just said.
No, I didn't. Bro, I told you it's never been about race. For example, I'll give you an example right now. Ready?
Around the world in the hills when they watched it.
What the fuck? I don't know what you talking about, gang. But let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. That's nuts. Sid, also known as KC3, is crazy. Faces charges. He says the appear in court on August 18th. He got to go to court. The event produced chaos with dozens of people. But should he be responsible for that? Because he didn't tell them to do any of that shit. They just showed up and did all that shit. I mean, he's partly responsible for it, yes. But it's like, he can't control all those people. Like, inciting a riot? He didn't say, yo, we're going to fuck this shit up. You know what I'm saying? They definitely should have contacted the authorities. Okay. It's the problem when you don't think that you're it's the problem when you don't think that you're bro, these guys think that they're fucking you don't think that you're what you call it? You don't think that you're a celebrity. Inciting riot charge, NYC time. It's a Class A misdemeanor. It's not a felony. Yeah, it's a misdemeanor. Oh my gosh! A fine up to $1,000 if you're convicted. That's a year in jail. County jail, or both, a fine and jail. $1,000. I hope these guys don't try to put him in jail for a mistake. Organizing, promoting, encouraging, and urging others to riot. That's not the same. Bro, he didn't tell him to fuck up the city. Yeah, he didn't fucking incite people to riot, bro.
The news, they just see a bunch of black faces and they think that